Hi everyone, Chris and Tar of The Marriage Revolution, and you're going to be able to leave here today with tips that you can implement to make your marriage better today.
Yes, so we get questions from our clients and also from people like you that follow us on social media. And one of the questions that came in is, my husband and I argue all of the time. What should we do? Well, we were in the same situation years ago when it just seemed like we would argue all the time over silly stuff, and it was kind of like, can we even have like a conversation without arguing about it?
Yeah. You know, people argue over things because they're the opposites. You know, when they're opposites, like Tara and I are exact opposite. But we do have some similarities, but we don't argue over those things. We argue because we're different. So the first step that we can take to be able to reduce the conflict and have a little bit more peace and harmony in our lives is to understand each other, right? So we specialize in the DISC model of human behavior, and it really helps me understand myself and understand her.
Yeah.
Because when we can do that, we're going to get breakthrough in our marriage, and we have.
Yeah, and the reason why we use DISC, because there are actually so many personality tests out there, is that DISC is so simple. There's only 4 personalities and we're all a blend. So we're all a very unique blend, just like our fingerprint is unique. And so the reason we do DISC is because it's simple and it's easy to remember. And when something is easy to remember, you'll use it and you'll implement it and you'll actually see change. So that's one of the things, is step one is to understand each other, understand our differences, because once you do, the level of tension goes from here, from a level 10, all the way down. It kind of takes all the steam out of the argument, because now you're understanding where each other's coming from.
That's right. So the second one we have is these differences, because they're now understood, you begin to love and appreciate the differences that you have in your spouse. And I tell you what, that is huge. So number 2 is being able to appreciate the differences. And when you can do that, there's breakthrough again.
Yeah, and I think that's been one of the biggest things for us, is being able to appreciate our differences, because our differences were actually causing resentment.
Yeah.
So appreciate versus resentment, because once you understand it, you can appreciate it, which is probably what attracted you to your mate in the first place. I know our differences is what attracted me to you, because you're so outgoing and I'm more reserved, and you're so you never met a stranger. I had a hard time, meeting new people, and so those were some of the things that attracted in the beginning. But then after a while, sometimes those can become an irritant and a source of contention.
Right. So we're here to complete, not to compete. So the third step is that we need to adjust our communication. We don't lose ourselves, but we adjust our communication with this new knowledge. So if I understand her and she understands me, and we both do that, then wow, this is going to be a powerful relationship.
Yeah. So in explaining what that means to adjust to each other, I'm not a morning person. Chris is a morning person, and because I am a very high C and a very high S, if you're familiar with the DISC, there's only 4, D, I, S, and C, and I am an S and a C, and he is a D and an I. So we really are literally the exact opposite. He's very inspiring and energetic and optimistic and lots of energy. I'm very calm and steady. So he adjusts his communication to me in the mornings, because I don't want to be bulldozed over in the morning. I don't want to be task oriented. I'm more people oriented. So it's just one of those things where once we've learned this, once we've figured this out about each other, he can then come in and say, hey, how's your morning? How did you sleep? And he can adjust his communication style to me so that I can best receive that.
Yeah. I'm speaking at her frequency of her personality, and that's the goal. That's how you reduce the tension. This is like the question we have. That's how you reduce the argument, because we're going to argue. We're not going to say that's not going to happen, but it's being able to handle it and reducing it. So the fourth and final thing is to be able to give 100% to your mate. Yeah. So many times couples come together and they want something from the relationship, and they just want to receive, to the point where they're just sucking another person dry. But when 2 people want to give in a relationship, and this example is that I want to give love to Tara, and I can do that. I can show that by adjusting my communication style to her. You know, it's not love if I don't. So number 1 or number 4 here on the list, and the final one is being able to give 100% into the relationship. And when 2 parties do that, again, breakthrough marriage.
Yeah, and that's key, giving 100%. So if I'm giving him 100% and he's showing up and giving me 100%, then both of us are receiving everything we need out of this relationship. And even you might be saying, yeah, but my husband or my wife isn't showing up in the relationship. Well, then you know what? Take on that leadership role and be that example. You start giving 100%. You start thinking more about their needs than your own needs, and see if that doesn't start to change the atmosphere in your home and start to change. And they're like, who is this person? Why are they doing this for me? Why are they thinking of me? You know, and just start to see if things start to change, because this 100% really does work. And so one of the things I wanted to read real quick to you guys in closing is that this is in one of the books that we teach, just one of the curriculum that we go over with our clients, is that 2 great truths upon which all marriages can be built are love and respect. If a man treats his wife with a lot of love and respect, she will feel important and cherished. If a woman treats her husband with a lot of respect and love, he will feel encouraged and valued. And I know that's true in our marriage, because we've seen it happen.
Yeah. 27 years of this, guys, and we've had a lot of experience of what not to do, and a lot of experience of what to do. And let me tell you, the to-dos are a lot easier and a lot more fruitful. All right, guys, so hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And if you'd like to reach out to us, you can reach us at themarriagerevolution.com, and we'll talk to you on the next video.